Hi, this is Cayman with S&B. Today we're at Shoreline Motoring in Huntington Beach, shooting our install video for the Raptor R. Raptor R intake outside of the vehicle. The intake is absolutely massive. The flange opening is just completely wide open. Tubes, massive as well. Super excited to get this installed, hear how it sounds, and just listen to the performance of it on the vehicle. Now before we actually get into the install, this is the S&B intake installed. I'd say the biggest takeaway from the install that you're about to see is make sure you get this fully assembled outside of the vehicle. And just like how we're gonna pull out the OEM intake as one piece, this goes in beautiful just as one piece. Be careful not to break the small fitting over here. And other than that, please reach out if you have any questions during the install. Now we're gonna get started with the install. First step is getting these out of the scoop and get in here with the flathead. Pop them out. Pop out the lower section as well. Same with this side. And after this, we'll get our IAT sensor out. You can see the IAT sensor right here. We're going to squeeze and pull. And then you can also see these Christmas trees that are attached to the intake box as well. That just pulls out. So there's two of those. And then we're gonna be working on the hose clamp right here on the throttle body. As well as this push-on barb. So this push-on barb just slides right off. Then we gave you a special tool to remove this permanent forward lock. And now for this permanent forward and quick connect, it does come with these tools. We'll slide them in and create a full circle. Okay, then push them in and turn. And then it just pulls right off. So you can see this is how you have them, and it releases that quick connect. And then right over here, this is the only thing mounting the intake kit to the vehicle. Looks like this is a 12 mil. I'm sorry, it's a 1/2 inch, not a 12 mil. Now that everything's removed, we'll get the intake pulled out. So here's the stock intake. And now that we have the intake, we'll get the IAT sensor removed. This gets rotated counterclockwise. So for the IAT sensor to come out, you're going to want to get a screwdriver underneath that lock right there. And then rotates counterclockwise, and it pulls right out. This will be reused on the S&B intake tube. So now we're going to get our IAT sensor extension set up. IAT sensor extension clips in. We'll put this right here for the time being. Then these zip ties. There's a little cable in here. We're going to get it zip tied too. Now we're gonna get the tube all set up, ready to go. So the IAT grommet just gets pushed in. See, the male section goes into the female section. Now we'll go to the small insert. Be careful not to cross thread it like I almost just did. And after you get it hand tight, these are MPT, so they don't go all the way in. Just a couple turns after you get it hand tight, then to the bigger fitting. Now we're going to get the intake box ready to go into the vehicle. So first step is going to be unwrapping the filter and getting it snapped into the box. So this filter just pulls through. You can see it's fully snapped in. And then after that, we're going to go to this side and get the grommet put in. And then we're going to take the washer and push that in as well. Alright, now we're going to put the scoop on. The scoop has holes that line up with the holes on the air box. We're going to take these clips, then from the inside, so these just come together just like that. Found the easiest way was just to peel away the silicone. Get them started and pushed in. Then there's two more below as well. Now before we put the S&B tube in, we're going to put the OEM IAT, and you can see the little ramp. So it's going to turn, get on the other side of the ramp. Yep. Now after you have the tube assembled, the tube will slide in. Make sure it slides all the way in. And we'll get the hose clamp not completely tight, because we still want to be able to turn the tube onto the throttle body. We'll get it tight enough though, so we maintain a good seal. Now that after you have the tube, the scoop assembled, the S&B intake will drop right in onto the coupler that's already installed onto the throttle body. loosen up this clamp a little bit. Now we'll get this hose clamp tightened up. The one on the tube tightened up. And then we need to get the box attached to the fender. So we'll use the OEM bolt. We already have the fender washer installed. Get that lined up with the OEM hole. Now we'll get the hose pushed onto the S&B barb, quick connect, clip right in. Then we have our IAT extension. So we'll also get clipped in, and we'll use another zip tie to just zip tie this right to the coolant hose. Okay, so now we have our huge S&B clear lid. So you can see the condition of your filter. Okay, so it'll look like this. Now we grab our lid seal. Now we're going to put the S&B lid on. We're going to start from the far side. Get that going. And then we're going to use our hand from the inside. Now lastly are just these included panel poppers. And that's the install. We're all set. Thanks for watching. Please reach out if you have any questions. Thank you.